map 2 and 3, it didn't matter what Cypher did in terms of accuracy. Noctis just shut him down. His in-fight ability was just absolutely amazing. I really feel like Noctis could be the anti-Seven if he can pull that out. Again, we're starting off on Bloodrun, which was a absolutely amazing map for Noctis against Cypher. So I'm going to actually go with a 2-1, but I don't know to who.
I'm going to say... Oh, it's so difficult. I'm actually going to say that Seven, I think, is going to 2-1 this, just because I think his aim is just out of this world. I don't know if Noctis will cope with it, but at the same time... No, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it 2-1 to Noctis, because I don't know. I feel like Noctis
used to play with Noctis.
I'm kind of a bit biased.
Yeah.
But I also do think he's got the slight edge, but I think it's very slight. Oh no, this could go very badly. Messed up the rocket jump, a little bit too flat there, and not deep enough. He's gonna go down because of that mistake. And we've seen this happen previously on Sinister with Seven, whereby he gets control early on and he cycles the items very well. He doesn't really make a mistake there. So this is gonna take a lot of patience from Noctis, but that's something we know that he has. Great steal, great LG. And that should help him out quite a bit, but it's going to be a long road here.
Yeah, I think the Noctis is going to know exactly how to set up traps against Seven. If Seven does try to cycle the items, Noctis is going to find how to exploit it and do it effectively. His rockets were absolutely phenomenal, and that's exactly what's going to need to change the game when it comes to the stack that Seven has. So we'll see what he's going to do. Currently sat at 100 to 76 in this lower level by the railgun area.
Here we go, Seven making his way. The Guardian of Red Armor right now. He's going to go back up here to the grenade deck. Can he spot any single sign of Noctis? And he can't, because Noctis knows that it's useless to even try to damage him, because he's going to get at most one rail. And by doing that, he puts himself at risk of getting railed. And if his damage dealt is redundant, then why risk losing his stack? There's no need to do it. And there you go. Did Seven hurt him? He basically traveled over Seven's head, but Seven didn't see him. So Noctis doing a very good job so far. Yeah,
looking for those rockets, which I spoke about earlier as well here, Noctis. That's what he did really well against Cypher as well. The spam he put out from every position was always great. He always knew where Cypher was coming in from. I actually might get caught out here as I say that, completely contradict myself, but I'm going to be forced to wait. Just going to get out of that for the time being. I actually swung things around to about even. The Mega Elf should still go to 7 now, so 7 will retain the main control for the time being. But a bit more damage there from Noctis, and he could maybe have made a push on the Mega.
Yeah, it actually was a very interesting situation, because Noctis actually got caught out. Like, Noctis doesn't want to be in that spot when 7 arrives, because there's nowhere to escape. If 7 commits to the fight, and the start of the fight is even, then Noctis dies there. But 7 actually kind of messed up the fight a little bit, not presuming that Noctis would be there. And so, because of that lead Noctis had, and he connected so well, he was actually able to force 7 away. So it was actually kind of lucky for Noctis, and I guess a little bit of a misplay from 7 overall. But again, you know, like you said, it's swung into it more or less an even situation. But Noctis isn't taking any chances. He really wants it to be a sure thing when he takes his kind of committed fight.
And I mean, the thing is, in some ways, I kind of view this as the grand final, because I personally believe the winner of this match has an advantage against Madball going into the grand final. And I feel like that's what they're playing for here. But again, I could be wrong, and the grand final against Madball could be extremely close. But I just feel like these two players have the ability to win the tournament here today. So anyway, watching Noctis at the moment, 96 to 115 down by the Mega Half, going to catch him out on the drop down with the lining cover. Here comes 7's LG, absolutely fantastic. And he's got the railgun ready and waiting, primed on that Mega Half spot, and actually going to back away. Noctis with just 9 HP. But what 7 does know is that without armor, that HP means nothing. And he's going to be quite low anyway. So there you go, the Mega's not up for him, and there comes the frag.
And yeah, after that exchange, of course, you know, having the Mega is actually worse than having the armor, because that 7 did. So 7 came, even though they did kind of equal damage and were on equal situations, because 7 had the armor, he could pick up the health and get you into 100-100, whereas Noctis had to pick up the health and he was 100.
Oh, wow.
So these rockets, though, are somewhat crazy, as 7 does feel a lot of damage there, and the health was recently picked up, so he's actually quite vulnerable, though. Or actually, no, it's spawning a lot sooner than I thought, but still he's somewhat vulnerable, but this is not a position that Noctis can really easily exploit very quickly. Does manage to deny that yellow from 7, but how long can 7 survive here? He's only got a 2-frag lead, and Noctis is looking in a great position to actually take this back. I'm just going to jump over to him.
Yeah, he's currently very heavily stacked at the moment. He was just chasing 7 down there, trying to find him to get the frag. Couldn't actually locate him quick enough. But he does have control on absolutely everything. 7 has no HP. He kind of has to stick around this area for the 50 HP, but I think Noctis is still going to be aware that he's low. So we'll see. Mega Health coming up now. Noctis will grab that. And again, Noctis, he knows he doesn't necessarily need to get the frag right now. He just needs to cycle these items. Make sure the Mega Health especially doesn't go to 7. Because if he does get some yellow armors, that's what 7's going to be thinking of going to. So Noctis is probably going to be looking to set up quite early for that. And actually currently set up a trap at the teleport exit. And 7 is around the teleport entrance. So whether he'll come through, we'll see. Nope. And actually 7's actually set up really early for Mega. This is something we saw Evil do a lot.
One rail going by the way is 7 there, couple in fact, and Noctis like, alright, screw this, not toying around, not gonna play with you anymore, gets the frag, gets the mega, and he puts himself on the board. And look at this, here goes the follow-up off the spawn. Tied for the lead. He's got so much momentum going into this now. What can 7 do? Because those were basically 2 frags, 1 clean. There is no chance for a follow-up from 7. So Noctis with that in one fell swoop evened up the game. What the hell was this grenades homing on to 7's face? And that's going to be 3-2 now. Don't believe it.
Yeah, nothing to do but facepalm there for 7, I think. Yeah, 3-2, as you say. Mega Health to Noctis. And I just... It's refreshing to see someone go straight into 7's lightning game, come out with the Mega Health and the frag. It's just something you rarely see. I mean, Evil tried to do it several times against 7, ended up losing a map against him. Noctis in a position at the moment to take this map as well. So we'll see, but both players, Noctis actually above the raidable threshold for the time being. 7's going to have to back away. Red armor up, but neither player is going to be really feel comfortable. Noctis will make the jump. And 7 stuck with nothing but the yellow. You just have the weapons though, which is, I guess, all that matters.
And now after this Mega, this is really the first time we've seen Noctis with really a decisive advantage, if we just check 7. Decisive advantage on the stack. And when we saw that against Cypher, Cypher was barely able to do anything for a long time. So can 7 do better than Cypher? That's kind of the question.
And I think as well, one of the questions is, I mean, Noctis knows that unless he has a significant amount of health and armor more than 7, he can't really commit to a fight. Not a lot of the fights anyway. He has to take them very carefully. But if he has a decent advantage, if it comes to Mega Health, he knows 7 can't challenge. And if he does, he knows that he can pick up the frag. So it's going to be all about the stack, and Noctis is going to be well aware of what he's got and what 7's got, and when he can really take the fights that he needs to do. And that's a great railgun onto 7. Again, just keeping him low, keeping him in that position where if he needs to fight, he can fight.
I love how methodical Noctis is, really. It is quite beautiful to watch him play, and that's a great connection. Again, the grenades from him so far today have been wonderful, really doing much more than he ever intended. And another rail, and again, this is very similar to how it went against Cypher. And 7, I feel like he's not going to be able to play this as well because he is exposing himself more than Cypher, and he's getting punished for it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like 7 is trying to open up with the lightning gun a lot more than he perhaps should. Obviously, yeah, that's giving Noctis that huge opening advantage. Hit the shots, back away. 7, just, as soon as he takes a shot, can't push through, and that's a brilliant rocket. Actually, good defensive play from 7 as well. And actually, that's going to quite tie it up a little bit. But again, the railgun from Noctis, he exposes himself for 1, and that's it. And if 7 wants to stick around with the LG, Noctis just peeks out, hit a second one. It's just almost perfect play from Noctis at the moment.
And it was an opportunity for 7 as well, because, like you said, things evened up a little bit because Noctis missed. Kind of an easy rocket. But there you go. I mean, that was a frag he was working on for quite a while, finally. Just required a little bit of LG, and that was it. 1 minute left, 2 frags in the lead. I don't see him giving this up. And not anytime soon, at least. And that's all that 7 has.
1 minute warning.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it sounds like nothing, 2 frags, doesn't it? But it is absolutely huge on this map. Unless you get lucky off the spawn, and now it's going to be 3. And I've got to say, that's going to seal the deal. And it's definitely going to be 2-1, if not 2-0 at this point.
Yeah, it really looks that way. So, Noctis, is he going to be is he going to restore balance to the Force or something? Is he like that guy? Because
people on ESR were calling him the Quake Savior.
Yeah, exactly. Man, he's like, I don't know. We need We need a Yoda-like figure. I don't know who that would be though.
No.
Kind of help train Noctis or something, to help him restore balance to the Force. But that really is really how it feels, because we have this like finals which is always locked in at Cypher and Evil lately. And it's not like we don't have players who are really good challenging. We do. We have people like Seven. We have people like Mad Bull and whoever else. But still, we don't have someone like Noctis. And the thing about Noctis is that he has the experience against, maybe not as much experience against Evil, but he's got a hell of a lot of experience on LAN against Cypher, and on LAN, and probably more LAN experience than most of the other players who are at the top at the moment. So he is really one to consider for maybe a new kind of supreme dueling figure up there with Titan's Cypher and 8 plays Evil. So we'll see, I guess. We'll see, because of course Evil's not going to be around for a couple cups, and I think after this cup, that's going to be a matchup everyone wants to see. Noctis Evil in a tournament. Can do it against Cypher. Can he do it against Evil? But we are going to move to Cure now. 7, Noctis, Cure. Any difference on the expectations?
Well, Noctis didn't have the greatest time against Cypher on this map. And Seven's played this a hell of a lot. And I think I remember you saying this is one of his best maps.
Noctis's or Seven's?
Seven's.
He's very. I mean, I don't know if this is one of his best maps, but he's definitely very good here. I feel like this is a map we should see suit Noctis well. But when he played Cypher here, Cypher crashed him. It was almost a no contest. I think he forfeited after 6 minutes or so. And I mean, he's going to go into this feeling, even if he's down a lot of frags against 7, he's going to feel less pressured because he's like, it's not Cypher, so I'm going to have more chances.
I mean, that's it, isn't it? It's like what I will. We're going to see a bit of an exchange here. Who's going to come out on top of the LG? It will be 7, just to be expected, 1-0 on the board. But as we always say, sometimes if you play an alias of Rafa, you actually do better against that than you do Rafa, simply because you don't know it's Rafa. And you play a little bit more in your comfort zone, so to speak. But 2-0 on the board straight away. Mega Health coming up. Noctis going to push. He'll be able to steal it away at least with Noctis, which will be good coming off the spawn. And even getting the frag. Okay, so fair enough.
That is one way to get yourself out of trouble. The Rockets doing very well, and
Good shot.
yeah, the LG advantage there, that really tells you everything you need to know. And 2-2, Noctis kind of close now to getting himself into a decisive advantage. He's not there yet. Maybe another 20-30 seconds until we can really see whether or not Seven's going to make the play to really do something here. Because he can't challenge for Mega, but he can for Red. And that's what he's going to do. And it's all on Noctis whether he can deal damage and shut 7 down here. And looks like Seven's going to get away with that Red, or at least... There we go, he does get away with it.
Yeah, brilliant railgun, brilliant rocket there from 7. I'm really surprised. And if Noctis had hit that rocket as he came around the corner, that would have been a frag, surely. Or definitely. We're going to see a bit of a timeout.
So interesting. We don't know the reason for the timeout, as Noctis did not stay. He said he thinks he's getting DDoSed. Interesting. That would be most regrettable. That's usually something we only see, troubling CS:GO and I mean it's not as huge in other games because CS:GO is kind of bad for that and for a few reasons rather. I think Valve put in some updates recently to help stop that by
prepare to fight.
Well, instead of getting into that, we'll get back into the match. Hopefully it's not that, because that is it just takes one idiot to do that basically, and it can ruin a tournament. But we'll see. Noctis back in the game, and he's going to be on this yellow, but it's a bit of a missed time, and that's what happens in timeouts. You kind of lose the sense of the map.
Yeah, indeed, and especially if you're having problems as well. I hope Noctis has kept time on the timings and so on and so forth. And he's going to catch him out of the landing, and that's a brilliant trap actually. Even the stack a little bit, but there's so much more armor on 7 that the fight would go his way in an even percentage. And there comes the frag. The Mega Health is a gift. Plenty of time for the red. He can even go over to the yellow armor if he wants to and try and catch out Noctis. But Noctis picks that up straight over toward there. Now to try and stop the drop or at least deal damage. It'd be ballsy to go in if he doesn't have a lightning gun. But he'll steal it away. If he can deal some damage, if he dies, comes off the spawn, could be good. There is a yellow, but oh wow, another railgun. I mean, Noctis, this looks like a completely different Noctis than we saw last week and in map number 1 against Cypher. He looks so much more confident with all of his shots.
Yeah, it's also just focus and the fact that he's able to, even when things look bad, and he's able to keep that patience, and he doesn't let stuff affect him, and that's what he's showing right now. And that used to be where he would fall down, and right now he's showing us to be maybe it's a bit of added maturity, a bit of added wisdom. I don't know, maybe it's just, again, being less invested in the outcome. I don't know what it is, but yeah, we are seeing a Noctis that's more patient. We're seeing a Noctis that's very, very focused. And I do hope the issues do not knock his focus. But right now, Seven in a great position to keep perhaps this lead, this kind of scoreline for the next couple minutes. But that grenade is a good way to start changing things.
Yeah, probably there's a yellow one where he's not getting him. Seven's even going to try and drop him off. This could be bad news. Oh no, Seven's going to back away. Might get help for him. And I mean, how do you see Noctis maybe coming into this? Like, how can he play defensive on this map to stop Seven? Can he even afford to move over to the red and deal damage at this point?
Well, you have a lot of options to play defensively on this map, but we can see indeed an oversight there from Seven to allow a steal on the red. So that was an opportunity that Noctis was kind of hoping would appear, and it didn't. There's a rail, but he can't get too aggressive or fancy or cocky with hitting a rail like that. It doesn't mean a huge amount just yet. If he was to hit another one before Mega and Red spawn, yeah, then it means something. Then it means he can go in for a push. And he wants to maybe do that with some position here, win that Mega health and go for a split. So that's actually what's going to happen. So that's a really, really good situation. He read that Seven was feeling like he couldn't really take a fight there, and instead would just be happy to go for that split indeed. And there you go.
Yeah, nice little railgun onto him, and one more railgun, and that would, I mean, Seven, I would even say Seven even has the advantage at this point. He's got a 25 HP bubble behind him. If he can hit the LG, there's even one below. So I've knocked us down at just 43 points of health. We'll get the red, steal it away. He'd need to hit another railgun to try and come off the spawn with a decent amount. He does manage to find it, but even that 50 HP is up for Seven now. And oh wow, shotgun.
And whoa! It's so sick there because had he not hit that rail, actually Noctis may have been able to do something with just the shotgun and machine gun combo, but he's got Seven really low here. He's going to go in again. He hits another rail and another one. I don't believe it. So aggressive. Doesn't want to take no for an answer, and he does actually manage to clutch it on through. And that is a huge, game-changing situation. The only problem is he doesn't have the LG, and it is very hard to pick that up if your opponent is nearby. So here he goes for it. And there's no sign of Seven.
Seven actually picking up the red at the moment. I mean, it's going to be so tough for Noctis to find the stack to make it back. I mean, Seven just outputs so much damage. I think it's all lying on Noctis railgun at this point.
Could very well be, but we have quite a bit of time left, and there he's going to actually catch Seven. This is great because there's no way that Seven can get to red in time now. And Noctis can fall back onto that, but no! Positionally speaking, he could have immediately dropped down to the right, and it seems like he's having a problem, but he's like getting DDoSed. I don't know. It's, I mean, what do you say? What do you say about stuff like this? It's just.
I mean, you just gotta let him get on with it, whether it's DDoS or not. I mean, it could very well be, or it could just be paranoia. Maybe your internet's hopping. I mean, his ping is reading 22 to 23, but obviously ping doesn't always tell the whole story of how the packets and so on. Yeah. So I don't know. It's difficult, but just gotta get on with it. It's up to Noctis. I mean, he can pause it, but he's choosing to play on. So
indeed. Well, he'll have map number 3, and perhaps there'll be an intermission between that so that he can perhaps identify exactly what's happening. At least with DDoS in these days, there's a lot of methods to try to prevent people from being able to find out what your IP is. So I hope it doesn't come to that in Quake, because that's just it's like annoying. It's like not even a game where there's like much at stake.
Well, to be honest, man, I remember having like 3 or 4 hour TDM Nations Cup finals because of delays of just people going to get food and stuff. So if DDoS came into play, that would be like 10, 11 hours. I couldn't handle that. So we've already got enough delays. We've settled on delays.
Yep. No kidding. But it looks like Noctis is like back in the match right now. He did manage to get himself a frag. And here goes Seven in with a plasma gun, and kind of a risky play there. And whoa, that rocket sending a message straight to 7, and he's going to find himself the frag. 2 the difference now as he manages to get the kill, picks up the Mega, and this could be actually a very good spot for Noctis now. He's got to keep the pressure up though and the momentum up, because he cannot let 7, if he wants to have the best chance, he cannot really let 7 get anything for free. He's going to deal a little bit of damage at every pickup of 7.
Oh, brilliant catch up with the landing. That's exactly, he needed to hit that. This should give him the red armor for free here. 7 surely won't drop. He can't afford to. He didn't even get the railgun here, 7. This is a really good opportunity for Noctis. He knows he doesn't have a railgun. He knows he can't finish him off in certain fights. He has to go LG on LG, and Noctis is fully aware that he outstacks him at this point. So Noctis straight back over toward the red. Got to be aware of the railgun. Now he knows it's gone. Now he knows he has to be a little bit careful. And even though we'll get the red armor, he's still got 1 minute and 40 seconds to try and find this opening that he needs.
Indeed, things are pretty intense right now, because this is more or less the only chance Noctis is going to get. It's a great chance too, but he's got to just keep the patience going and see what he can find. There's a good rail, and he can't pursue any further because 7 was a bit too far away there, and he would have been gone with the win by the time Noctis turned the corner. Wow, great pixel rail there. 7 might be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the red's up and 7 can't really afford to go for it. I think Rocket's actually rocket jumping through to come and try and find the kill. Got to be aware that red up in 7 could steal it away if he gets in there, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, so now it's coming a little bit more difficult, particularly because I believe the 50 HP is up as well. So if 7 takes the bounce pad and even goes up to his left here, he'd have an escape onto HP, and this is a good angle as well to defend from. And look at this, the back into the stairwell.
That was direct, I think. That was a big chunk of damage, but it's very hard Noctis' position, isn't it? I mean, you want to go for the chase like he was, but again, as you said, you're leaving items up all the time doing that, and that's how 7 kind of slowed it down.
Noctis has to go for this. He needs to get the kill. He has to drop. He needs to hit the LG. This is really good accuracy. Down at 8 HP. He needs to find the railgun, but 7 is way away from him now. 15 seconds. The frag and the most amazing spawn would have to come out at this point for Noctis. And I mean, 7's got his way up to 83 to 30. Even in a fight, it would take too long. And I feel for Noctis because that could have been his map there, BDK.
Yeah, it really could have been. I mean, it's a great showing from both players. I think that really showed us that in this series, Noctis has the advantage, certainly, especially after the blood run. We can see that. And by the way, 7 is renowned for being a blood run beast, and we saw him beat. Yeah. Who was it? Was it Evil last time on blood run?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he beat Evil on blood run. That's all you need to know. And Noctis obviously defeated him, and he defeated. So I mean, can you say that? You know, that he's kind of, I don't know what to say right now, because Noctis is just putting forward these amazing performances, and when I'm looking at it from a technical standpoint, I can't really see any big mistakes that he's doing. I can't really see any things that, you know, I can say, oh, well, you know, he's a bit too aggressive here, he's a bit too defensive there. The only thing that looked a little bit desperate was right at the end of that match. But it's really hard on Cure to chase someone down right at the start of the map.
And particularly as well when this is a new map, granted, but Noctis, he wouldn't have played it as many times as 7. He's still trying to find his area to, exceed or in.
Yes.
And maybe he's not found yet, I don't know. But he definitely looked a different Noctis on this time round against 7 than we saw against Cypher. So what I can say is he's definitely rapidly improving.
And yeah, it seems like he is complaining that there is DDoSing or something going on. So it might be a bit of a delay until we see the next map. Just throwing out a bit of a warning there. I'll try to let you guys know how they get on if they come to any resolutions here. It might just be that that Noctis will decide to just play with it, or I don't know. But generally speaking, it's an exciting time that we have Noctis coming along here to show performances like this, because it's not as if, because back in the past, for example, we saw Cypher playing online. We saw people like Kula playing online. We saw, all these like great players playing online, even in the tournaments. And we see results where they would get knocked out. And we would see that, that's not anything special. We would just say, okay, well, it's not LAN. Okay, they don't take it as seriously and stuff like that. But recently, Cypher has been taking it more seriously because he's had to. Because if he doesn't, then Evil is going to stomp him every time. And that's not a reality that he wants to live with. So, and looking at that match as well, it wasn't as if Cypher was pulling any punches. He was playing really well. And Noctis just outplayed him in that best of 3.
Yeah, definitely. I just brought up pure ranks just to see where Noctis actually is lying. And obviously, it doesn't tell the full story because a lot of it is obviously practice
Yeah.
games, and you don't always put your all into it. But he is ranked significantly higher than Seven. Noctis currently sat 2409 against 2331 of Seven. So that's not the ranking, but the points. So a lot more.
And it looks like these guys are just going to jump in. So this is match point for both players. So one apiece. Noctis taking down Blood Run, Seven taking down Cure. Who's going to face Mabel in the grand final? We're going to find out in this match right here on Sinister. And it looks to be that it's a more or less even start, decent for both players.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Seven play this map so great cycling lines, and we've seen Noctis do it against Cypher. So I really can't predict a winner at this point. But what we can say for certain is there's a whole lot more opportunity to see the railguns come out from Seven, which I don't really feel like we saw enough of on the last map. So I think I'm feeling Seven, maybe with a slight advantage, but Noctis' experience may pull through. 0-0 on the board. Mega Health goes now towards Seven as he backs away to pick up the yellow. Noctis topping up on that railgun ammo, up to 16. Got a lot to work with at the moment.
Noctis is so methodical in his play right now. And there goes one rail in there. And again, this should be the difference. And oh, just misses the flick rail. And that's going to allow Seven to pick up the red and be okay again, instead of Noctis getting that frag there. So interesting position, because it should be pretty even moving into this mega. Will Seven challenge this? Looks like he's going to go for it, and it's going to be Noctis who gets the pickup mid-battle, and look how close it was. He gets the lead, and he knows he's got to be straight on this red armor. What can Seven do against this? He tries to pummel him. That's not going to work, and it's going to be another frag, a red in the bag, and Noctis should be in decent control right now.
I take it back. Noctis is going to win.
Does look good.
I think that's the case. I mean, yeah. I'm so surprised at Noctis form. It's a completely different Noctis again. It's almost like the Noctis I remember, which is, yeah.
From ages and years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Gonna just electrocute Seven on those stairs there. Not much for him to do. I mean, he can't resist. There's nowhere to go, and this map is. It's a little harder than Blood Run in some senses to actually run away, because Blood Run has a lot of corners that you can turn. It is the case on this map as well, but it is actually easier to get caught out because everything's a bit bigger. The spaces are a bit larger. The corridors are a bit longer.
Yeah, I noticed it. Oh wow, Seven actually responding very well with the rockets, but it will go in favor of Noctis. Very low. You can actually hear the spawn above. He gets hit. Oh, no.
Oh my god. Interesting. What is going to happen now?
This should be a red for Seven. Noctis doesn't have a railgun. Oh, he does have a railgun now. He's gone up to the upper yellow armor, but I mean, technically Seven now in the most advantageous position, because I know actually, yeah, I would still say he has the advantage despite the half stack being even.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll be getting the lower yellow.
It is one of those situations where, I mean, that frag happened. You can get a bit upset about that. Oh, bad luck, whatever. But you can't get carried away with yourself and try to rush them. And we saw, Noctis taking it slow off of his spawn, just saying, okay, look, I have a lead. Okay, I may not have a stack advantage. I may not have the weapons that my opponent has, but I do have more frags. So, and that does change the dynamic of the way that the match works. That means Seven is going to slowly try to... He might not be so pressured to get the frags because it's so early, but he will try to bleed him out. And it will really inform Noctis as to the style that Seven will play.
Yeah, but it's really great to see Noctis hitting these railguns across the map. He's just making sure that he isn't just playing the armors, he's also dealing with damage. He may even be able to steal this away here. He won't go for the pickup surely and join the fight until he needs to. Just bait out these railgun shots, and again, just really good in-fight play from Noctis.
Yeah, a lot of damage done, and if that rail is actually getting even more, and now Seven's a bit afraid to go for this red. He can't go for it without a huge risk of just dying. So he has to settle with a yellow, and that's a very good call by Seven, because it was getting really hot in there really quick as Noctis pushes him away, and he's back in control again, it seems. He's completely bullying Seven.
I mean, he is out-aiming him as well. Every single LGX team seems to be hitting more of him.
And Seven is unable to get on any items. he might get one yellow, but Noctis is pretty much getting almost everything else. There's another yellow up, but Seven a bit too scared to go for it, and you can see that is the reason Noctis is over on that side of the map. The yellow's still up though. There it is, actually taken by Noctis. But Seven, what does he do at this point? I mean, he has to just... Well, I can answer that question actually. He just has to survive and avoid Noctis. There's nothing else he can do at this point.
No, there really isn't. The cycle is just too strong in the moment from Noctis. There comes the red. The drop down to the 50 in the mega health area. May even go to the upper yellow first to check. I mean, Seven, you got to just try and hit the railguns or the rockets on the escape, but if he sticks around too long to try and hit it, that's going to be free damage for Noctis, and Seven's going to still be on square one. So it's so tough now here for Seven. He's got 3 ranks. There's still a lot of time remaining. What he can't afford to do is die. So like you said, got to play defensive, and this could be it. Got to be careful. The OG switch out comes in. The drop onto yellow armor. So low on HP though. In comes the frag, and that's what I talk about again. There's always something up on the map here for Noctis.
That was so smart by Noctis. Really smart to go for that push, because Seven was in a position where he was hitting the damage to actually kind of push Noctis away, so Noctis couldn't get aggressive to actually wear down Seven's stack. And Seven was 1 yellow away from being in a position where he can make a strong challenge and actually be a problem for Noctis, even though Noctis would still have a slight advantage. So that was the one moment he could get in on top of Seven, and he took it, and that was perfect. That was the perfect moment for Noctis to strike. It's really, really smart for him to know that. And now Seven's back to square one again.
Yeah, and square one is just where Noctis where Seven just does not want to be. This is going to be another frag. I mean, really, that was a reckless move up toward the red. I have no idea what his intentions were. I mean, Noctis has been playing that upper corridor really well.
Yeah, he's showing. Oh god. I stopped what I was saying because it was so sad to see Seven's like, oh, I want to live, I want to escape, and the LG just pushes him, so his face plants like into the side of the door there, and yeah, gets caught. So really sad times for Seven. He does actually manage to get the frag there, so nice spawn there for Seven, and he's gonna get the kill, but he's really weak.
Yeah, the 50 HP is going to top him up though, and the mega. If Noctis comes in, he will die. This is ballsy. Not sure why Noctis is doing this.
Yeah, there's not much time left in the game. He's done enough work. He can actually run or try to run the clock down whilst just play defensively and let Seven come to him for the frags. That is the kind of mode you're in at this point. But it did seem that spawn kind of frustrated him a little bit. You know, as he typed, we saw that, and that is the way that you lose games. So you've got to be careful here for Noctis not to let himself get the better of him.
He's playing it right though. He's just above this mega health / yellow armor. He will drop down to try and pick it up, and the railgun connects again. Still playing really well out of control here, Noctis. He's got enough armor here to work with. Again, all he needs to do is hit one direct rocket, bounce him up, and that would even the game. Oh, stair clipped, unfortunately.
And the pressure's really on Seven at the moment to really hit his shots if he wants to stay in the tournament and make it to the grand finals. And as you said, you know, whichever player wins this has the advantage in the grand finals. So winning this match puts you on an easier match, let's say, and potentially you win a Sunday Cup. Something neither of these... No, I don't think Seven has done it actually. So something neither of these players has done. So that is a pretty huge deal, and Noctis able to divert Seven once again.
Yeah, he's playing really well at the moment, Noctis as well. Just make sure he has the time on the yellow. Nice little trap there as well. But Seven equally great with the response on the railgun. Cheeky little jump up from Noctis. Definitely the stranger to the map. And now, I kind of feel like Noctis wants to set up a trap. Well, it doesn't. I mean, 3 frags is enough, but he wants to make it 4. If he can't pick it up at the mega health, I feel like he is going to try and set up a trap, but we'll see. Here comes Seven. Same escape as we saw before. No, going to go to the lower yellow.
Indeed. 1 minute left now, and Noctis has been playing well defensively, but Seven might just claim himself a dead Noctis. There it is. 1 more frag, 2 to go, 60 seconds to do it. This is bad for Noctis, really bad.
Yeah, it really is. That lower yellow just isn't up for him. He'll get the lightning gun, he's got the rocket. He can't afford to go anywhere near the mega health. And this is going to be another frag, surely. 7 to 6. 40 seconds now remaining. Again, similar spawn, lightning gun. Lower yellow is just gone. There's no way he can stand where he can be safe. He needs to just run away. And in comes Seven charging through with the lightning gun. This is going to be so tough now through the teleport. Seven coming charging through. A great defensive rocket. Doesn't quite find the second one. Noctis on the lower level. The thing is, if Seven drops down, he has no armor. This would be a kill. So he needs to get that red first. I'm surprised he was sticking around for so long. And this should be a kill with the red armor. 7-7 tying things up. And now Noctis has to play for overtime. But Noctis chasing?
Oh, please don't get too aggressive. There we go. He's just keeping Seven out if Seven was trying to dive in and finish it before overtime. So this is a really tense situation now. It's kind of funny that Seven makes the overtime with 7-7, but here we have a situation now where Noctis is able to tie the stacks up a little bit, getting himself that red armor. He should have most weapons. I'm just going to check his perspective out. So a little bit behind on the stack, but he has all the weapons. He's lacking on the LG ammunition, so doesn't want to get in any prolonged lightning gun battles. And he's going to be able to push Seven away, winning himself that yellow armor. And now he's got position on Mega. So Noctis is in a much better shape now than Seven is. And he's got all the item times on the map. So this is Noctis in advantage in overtime.
I mean, just watching the two play, Noctis is so very quiet and calm walking around the map. Seven's making all the noises out of lightning gun. Thank God the rocket connected. But yeah, as I was saying, Seven's just walking around with the lightning gun out, the railgun out. Noctis just walking along with a rocket launcher. Always knows where Seven is. And could be another conversion off the spawn as well. And I feel like this is going to be game for Noctis.
Well, let's just see. I'm not going to say anything just yet. There goes the Mega. And Noctis doesn't have to dive in for this. He's going to let Seven take it. This is Seven's opportunity. I'll switch over to Seven to see if he's able to do something nuts to try to bring this one back. He's definitely got the raw skill to do it. Oh, he misses. That might have saved him from dying, but looks like he's going to die anyway. Misses the rails. 3 frags to go and 30 seconds left. Nothing to work with. Make it 4 frags. Noctis should have this in the bag right now, and it was a remarkable performance from both players.
Yeah, really good comeback from Seven. Unfortunately, wasn't able to follow it through. But I guess for the new fans of, I say new fans of Noctis, but the rebirth of the Noctis fans, they're going to be very happy.
Certainly,
Noctis is the hero they need, apparently.
I mean, people haven't, a lot of people probably had never seen him play.
No, especially now with the new crowd, being on Twitch and all that.
So there you go. I mean, a lot of people were wanting the tournament to be a bit more diverse, a bit more mixed up. Well, Noctis is there to provide. So Noctis, Madball, that will be the grand finals of today. So I guess we pretty much covered everything we wanted to cover there. So we'll hit it up with a quick break. We'll be back with the grand finals here live on FACEIT TV for the Sunday Cup.
Yes, I'm grooving.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to FACEIT TV. We're here. It's another Sunday Cup for the spring season. We have Noctis and Madball. It's the grand final. Noctis and Madball, grand final.
I know you say it's another final or whatever, but I mean nobody in their right minds expected Cypher to get knocked out, and I believe it was the quarterfinals.
Yeah, basically.
By a player that, whilst he was absolutely amazing in his prime, has not really been at the top of the dueling scene as of late for one reason or another, not really playing much. And out of nowhere, he's pulled out a great performance against Cypher, an equally fantastic result against Seven. And now, I mean, it's almost like the grand final's over for him. He should win this game against Madball in the best of 5. But Madball, he can upset.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, of course, Noctis is having some issues. He's saying it's a little bit unplayable. I mean, it's his lagger meters are completely red. I don't really. He says he doesn't know what's causing it. So it could be his ISP, could be DDoS, could be anything. It's really hard to predict. So that could really help Madball out, because otherwise, like you said, this should be pretty much a 3-0 for Noctis. That's really how it should go, because, okay, he defeated Cypher, he defeated Seven. It's kind of backwards in a weird way. If you look at it, it's like he played like a really, really strong player early on, then like a slightly less strong player, and then like a slightly less strong player, but in the grand finals. It's like backwards, I don't know. But that's the situation. But yeah, really exciting to see him back in action here. And Madball's one of those players where even if he loses this, it doesn't matter for him, because unlike Noctis, I mean, Noctis is like part of the old guard, if you like, of dueling in Quake Live, of dueling in Quake 3. He's been around for a very long time. And
well, yeah, you take a player, anybody that was involved in Quake, let's say 2 years ago, and you wrote on piece of paper, Noctis and Madball, who's going to win? They would all say Noctis every time, but Madball, he's improving, and even if he does not win this, it's a victory getting to the final for him, and it's just another motivational, I guess, series of events for him.
Definitely. So we're just gonna have to hope that that these guys can play this out, and it's gonna go somewhat smoothly. And they are going for the coin toss. Noctis also saying he's seeing connection interrupted on his screen. That's pretty severe. That's a little bit different to just having a little lag. That's actually getting the connection interrupted all the time. That's pretty worrying, to be honest.
What was the command to show the lagger meter? Oh, I've just said it. CG,
yeah, exactly. CG underscore lagger meter. Definitely. So I don't know what to expect with this. On paper, with no problems for both players. Noctis definitely 3-0, especially playing like he is now. To be honest, even way back when, he wasn't necessarily a Cypher killer. He wasn't necessarily a player that would beat these guys in finals. He's a guy that could take maps off of them that they would have to be very, very careful about, because he's very dangerous. But he wasn't necessarily what you say was a tournament winner. He had the qualities of winning tournaments, but much like a player like Vox did, much like many other top level players
Sturmy
did.
as well, I think.
It's Sturmy, even Strengths. I mean, Strengths won a lot of online cups, and he had a lot of skill, but he couldn't quite do it when it came to the real top lands, and he wasn't able to get those first places over the real big names like your Kulas and Raffas and so on. So it is like a really interesting dynamic now, and Noctis, he's the kind of player I think where as more time goes on, it actually kind of does help him, because I think Noctis had all the tools to be a champion, to be a really, really good player, someone who won all the events, was top 2 all the time. But maybe it was just a bit of a mindset thing, and that's something that does change with age a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to see. I've enabled the lagger meter. I mean, I don't know what we as spectators see on the lagger meter compared to the clients, but both Noctis and Madball look completely different. But I mean, even Noctis looks a little bit better than Madball. So I think it's probably going to be on Noctis's side, unless you don't get the full story. I don't know. Maybe Sinker is around in the chat and he can enlighten us all as to if the spectators actually see the players' lagger meters or not.
Definitely, and it is a really tough situation, because obviously Noctis doesn't want to play with this kind of situation going on for him. But he said in the chat, I guess I'm gonna have to suck it up then, because there's not much else for him to do. I mean, the only other option is for him to not play, and then he denies the grand final, which I'm sure that he realizes is not a smart move. It's not something that matters so much to to like forfeit, he can just play it out and try to give a show, and that's what it's about. So he's going to do that, and they are removing. They're picking. We have Sinister from, or what is Mabel doing? He's removing with the plus sign, I think. So, and that is confusing.
I guess we'll see.
All right, so
maybe, you assume. I mean, the thing is, Noctis played really well on ZTN though, didn't he? So.
Yeah, you can play. You can play with this. I mean, we have loads of cases in history where, I think CZM is always the best example. He used to, back in the OSP days when the netcode was like super terrible, he used to actually go to European servers playing from America, and he'd be on like 200 to 300 ping. That was his training for LANs.
So I guess it's how. Was that in OSP days or was
it was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in those eras, like if you had anything above like 45 ping, you'd hit like 10% lining in anyway. Obviously, a bit more than that. I'm exaggerating, but obviously, it's a completely different game to when it was now. But I can see in some ways where it's coming from because you kind of have to think a little bit more about your decisions. But at the same time, you're not basing your game anywhere at all around your aim, so that could also hurt you. So
I mean, that's CZM. It's a thing that he did. I don't know if anyone else should do it, but I mean, I used to play on like 150 ping as well. Like I wasn't hardcore copying him because I didn't want to go to like 300 or something. Because I was pretty good back then. He was actually crushing me on his 300 ping back when Airwalk was first released into the map pool. I think for ESWC 2004. I think for the team one, he was. I mean, everyone who was back around then remembers that he picked it up super quickly, and no one could touch him there. There was only one close match, and it was a really good match from that tournament, which was actually CZM versus Fox. And Fox, he wasn't a specialist, but he was just such a smart player with such good execution that it turned into like a really cool game between the two players. But yeah, you can work around it. You can adapt, and this is also something we've seen Kula do as well. He changes his game style. He changes the ways that he makes decisions, the kinds of fights that he gets in. Of course, it's going to be harder, a lot harder, but it is doable.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just writing down the first map. I didn't actually get all of the others, unfortunately. We're still left confused over plus cure, but here we go, DDK, live on map number 1 here in the FACEIT Quick Live Spring Season number 2. It is Madball versus Noctis on Sinister. Watching Noctis off the spawn.
Madball's going to get himself a fairly decent start, actually, getting that LG. It is a split start, but Madball's going to have more weapons. So I'm just going to jump over to Noctis as well as we see him picking up that LG. So hopefully the whole issue here doesn't get too much into his head and he can play through it and play the game we've seen him play all today. And look at this, locking down the choke point, but not quite good enough. Madball's going to take that one down.
And I'm wondering if we're going to see the same Madball we saw earlier on, where he'll just constantly just go in, regardless of if he has a slight stacker disadvantage or not. I mean, again, he's very confident with his aim, kind of like Seven. But we saw a more passive Seven, I feel, in some ways, and I don't think that's what we're going to see from Madball. But he'll pick up the Mega Health. It's up to the upper yellow armor before the red armor next. And whether Noctis will make a challenge after picking up this railgun, we'll see.
Looks like it's not the case, and he did a lot of good damage. Wow, great shot from Madball there. Good response from Noctis, though. Much needed to get some damage back in there, not get pushed around too much. But look at this, he's way too early for the red armor. That is a huge miss time there from Noctis, costing him a bit of health. And also, he could have been doing something else. He could have maybe had those shards that Madball just picked up, or maybe one of the yellows that was spawned. He could have taken that, but he waited, the red out. He did get it in the end, so it's a bit of a 50-50. Which yellow does Madball go to? Goes to the bottom one, and Noctis goes to the top. So good situation for Noctis. Just checking his POV once again. We can see that he is actually struggling for stack, but he's okay.
Yeah, for the time being, definitely. He could even contest on this next Mega Health if he felt like it. If he was in position and got an early opening onto Madball. But otherwise, he's probably going to want to sit back, just try and get a time on it. An ETA if he can't actually get it. And we'll see. Nope, comes in from the top, ready to deal damage down. Wow, fantastic rocket.
Now that is quite painful, to say the least. He's going to have to try to defend here, because Madball knows he can go in. And just like he said, MVC, he's going to want to go in when he gets any opportunity. And that is what happened there. Noctis going to go down off the spawn. And very, very hard thing to deal with there for the Austrian player.
Now he's got to just try and find something to work with. He has absolutely nothing. He has a rocket and a railgun. He could maybe hit a rocket here or whatever, but he needs to give himself an escape. There's no way he's going to be able to pick it up, surely. Madball's ready and waiting. Not even able to find the railgun here, Noctis. And again, another free red armor for Madball. Noctis, I don't think, will even peek out at this point, and it's just about trying to stack up at this point. I don't really see any other option for Noctis.
Here we go, Madball. I don't really see him faltering here. He's got such a huge stack. It's going to take at least 1 or 2 minutes. And the way we saw Noctis get back in this, I mean, Noctis was in the same situation against Cypher. Let's not forget that. The thing, though, is that Cypher let a Mega go, and that's how Noctis got in. That one opportunity, he took it, and that brought him back. Noctis just learned the Mega time. So maybe we're going to see him make a play for the next Mega. But other than that, I cannot see him doing much. And you can see these rockets, they're not intended really to do damage. It's just like, well, here you go. Might as well take the shot.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose another way to look at this matchup is that we haven't really seen Madball tested in this way today. He was playing against a player that just came at him, the same as like what Madball wants to do with Noctis. This time we're seeing Noctis play more passively, and we're able to see Madball for how he plays in this situation, which is completely different. He's able to cycle the items. The yellow one will be stolen away, but it's a different Madball. A lot more calm and collected, but a brilliant rocket. All that mega health pretty much stripped away. The rocket to finish, 58 HP left off the start. Noctis actually with a brilliant start. Now has to be extremely careful. Maybe another this railgun. He jumps across. Wow, 4-1.
I was gonna say that something that if someone's watching this and they're a jeweler, you should really learn from how Noctis actually took that fight. How he was building towards that for so long. I mean, let's think about the fight that happened before that, over by the yellow. Noctis knew that he had to get his stack down a little bit because he was feeling like he could actually challenge for that Mega if he got a bit of damage in first at the yellow area. And he used the defensive posturing to allow that possibility. And that's how that situation happened. Madball will steal this red armor, but can he weather the LG of Noctis? Looks like he's going to be able to survive. So really tough situation now for Noctis, who hasn't got position on the other side of the map here. So good from both players. Nice little rail, though.
Cheeky little railgun. I mean, that's exactly what we saw Noctis hit against Cypher. There's time and time again, same against Seven. And that's what really going to separate the two here. Stop Madball from just charging through with the lightning gun is to hit them at distance. And he's given himself the mega health now, and even the possibility to pick up a yellow. Good stuff from Noctis. This is his way back in.
Certainly is. Now Noctis, though, locking down the choke point again. And this is so important to do because that was Madball's entry to red. If he'd been let through there, Noctis has all this pressure. And look how carefree that pickup was of that red. All because Noctis locked the choke point down. Well played to him so far. And Madball is doing well to hold on to his lead.
And this is a beautiful drop down from Noctis. Well, fantastic rocket forcing Madball away. Will Noctis come charging through? Yes, he will. There's the lightning gun frag, making it 4-2, and what a time to get it as well. 5 seconds before this red. If Madball takes the bounce pad and peeks out, Noctis will hit this round gun. You can guarantee it. And Madball's just going to sit back and just pick up both yellows instead. Going to try and hit the exit teleport again. Fantastic rockets from Noctis. They're coming back in full fashion, like we saw earlier on. 4-3 now, and again, nothing up on the map for Madball off the spawn.
And I have to say, Noctis, it may sound like I'm fanboying, I don't know, but as he moves up here and gets the frag, we're seeing exactly what we saw him do against Cypher. And he's been getting back in matches, he's been winning just through smart play and good execution. And every single move that he makes, it is to do something. And it is not just, oh, well, might as well attack now, or, might as well just defend. There is a plan. Every single minute of the game, he's thinking about the plan. How does he get back in? What does he have to do to accomplish that? And that's how he's playing. It's something that Cooler's really good at, and so far Noctis is showing us that it's working out for him, and he should be winning this next Mega Health, but if Madball gets aggressive, he's going to have a lot of rockets in his face, but you can see he's going to back away. He respects Noctis' position, and Madball, he's all tied up right now, and he has slowed the game down, so he's got plenty of opportunities perhaps to get back in this if he just keeps the tempo down.
Yeah, definitely. And the difference you're seeing between Madball and maybe Seven is that Madball's now walking around with the rocket launcher. He's being quiet, being careful. He doesn't want to try and give Noctis away the position. He doesn't want to prevent Noctis getting the opening shot onto him. And that's something we just did not see Seven do. Noctis was always fully aware of his position. I think that's one of the reasons why we're going to see such a close game, maybe through to the end. We've got just under 3 minutes remaining. Mega now, and you can see Noctis just got a slight view on Madball. Knows exactly where he is. So this red army is going to be able to get the upper yellow and know exactly where Madball is.
Here we go, still locked on this 4-4 scoreline. Noctis, you know, he's not feeling the pressure to really break the scoreline at the moment because it was all about getting this kind of close to 200-200 stack. And the opportunity will present itself. He'll keep trying to deny armors and resources while stealing damage here or there. And then the fragging opportunity should present itself. But that's a great opportunity for Madball, who luckily with the grenades bounced Noctis off to the lower level, but Noctis catching him with perfect LG. There's nothing he can do but die. And there you go. That's the yellow picked up as well as the frag. And that 4-4 scoreline finally broken.
That's something Madball seems to do a lot. He gets overconfident, picks up the item, and just goes in for that frag. But again, off the spawn, comes through the teleport against it. Noctis is going to be wary. He doesn't have too much though, and in comes the rocket. And yet again, Madball just, I don't know, over-eager, I want to say, DDK.
Well, right now, he has an opportunity still. I mean, it's not like Noctis is super stacked. He took a lot of damage. He took a lot of punishment in getting these frags. And here's Madball going in. And he doesn't want to give away this lead. He doesn't want to give away this lead when he can pull back onto the Mega. Very smart from Noctis not to try to fight in a place where he doesn't have to. And he's going to say, okay, I'll let you get that red, and I can play it slow. Madball, just going to jump onto him to see his position. 200 armor. Madball in a very good spot, but he's got to figure out, how can I catch Noctis here? Because so far Noctis has been good at evading, and he's got to do more of that. Just connect his shots when he sees Noctis.
Yeah, exactly. Noctis currently at the upper yellow armor. I mean, Madball has time on everything. He goes through the teleport. This is going to be a kill, surely. Noctis is going to have to try and back away. But he can't really back away because of the railgun. He has to kind of stand his ground and deal damage and try and make his way out slowly. And he will manage to do it and get the mag off. Beautiful defensive play, actually, from Noctis, and connects with the rocket. And that could give him the red armor if he can get a nice railgun off. There's Madball coming in from the doorway. Brilliant rocket.
So moving in for the red, and he's going to be able to grab it. A lot of damage done by Noctis, even another rail. So this is a huge play to delay, and there's nothing Madball can do but go for it. He's got to go for it, and Noctis is going to pin him in the ground with that rail. He's going to take Sinister down. So well played to Noctis, who through whatever hiccups in his internet is going to still play a really good and focused game. So definitely, I'm quite impressed with the way that he got back in. There was one play that really stuck out to me.
Well, I feel like Madball threw a couple of those opportunities. He made a massive jump from the red armor to the teleport exit. Noctis got the spawn. He got the rocket. I just think it's some of Madball's strange decision making. For me, at least, after some of the kills he gets or an item he picks up, just overconfident, doesn't expect Noctis to come running through, despite having low HP. But yeah, that's my thought anyway.
I just want to highlight once more, because I felt like it was very cool, was that, you know, sometimes when people are playing out of control and they're like, okay, I want to get back in the game, I want to use the Mega to do it, and you think, okay, I just got to jump on the Mega when it spawns and take the fight there, take my 150 armor and go for it. What Noctis did, which was very cool, was he set up a little fight before then, and may move into that point later on, but here you go. Great start from Madball. This is how you want to start a game of Blood Run.
Yeah, 70% machine gun straight into the back of someone running forward. It's so unlucky, actually, Noctis didn't pick up the Mega, to be fair. Just enough boost from that weapon. There's the frag. There's the upper yellow. Noctis is going to have to play, well, escape mode at this point. Oh, brilliant direct rocket. Lucky not to connect with the second one, but again, just 28 points of health here, Noctis. It's going to be a very tough next 2 minutes. He may even just be better to go down at some point, but all the items are going to be picked up on the map soon. The upper yellow's for him. The 50 HP should be there. Yeah, so not out of it, but 2 minutes. Next 2 minutes going to be tough.
All right, so it's all going to be about if Madball can keep the pressure up, because, you know, we've seen, again, Noctis do this on Blood Run. We've seen him play Blood Run against two very, very good Blood Run players, Cypher and Sev3n, both terrific Blood Run players. So Madball, he's got to keep the pressure up. He's got to keep control of Noctis' stack. That's your job. in control. You don't have to make the frags, but you just have to keep giving yourself opportunities, correct reads, so that you can get the damage in and keep their stack down. Eventually, they'll have nowhere to turn. Apart from just dying. So that's usually how you play the early stages of a Blood Run match in control. If we switch over to Noctis, we can see already has 100 armor on him, but this very soon. It can be 50 damage, but he has to hit something. So there you go. He hit the 50 damage. Very, very, very important.
Oh, Railgun again from Noctis. You can't fault Noctis on the defensive at all today, at any point.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, narrow miss on the direct rocket there. But we can see that Noctis, with the shards here or there and the 50 that he picked up, he's on 125 armor now. And again, if that 50 damage hadn't been done, he'd be on like 180 or something and be thinking about making a play already. But of course, that little damage, even though it's 50, it makes Noctis less sure. And it makes him less... Yeah, basically less sure on whether the chance to make a fight happen is going to go his way or not. But look at this. Good opportunity presents itself. Hits a good rocket. Ooh, just missing the rail in time. So he's going to have to play it slow still. But things are still going well for Mabel. But he's got to be careful because he's not doing the damage against Noctis he needs to.
No, I mean, one thing working in Mabel's favor definitely still is that Noctis has no idea on makeup. Absolutely zero. You couldn't even make a guesstimate, I don't think, at this point. So... apart from if you take the starting spawn at about 3 or 4 seconds, but we'll see anyway. 1-0 still on the board, and it's just going to be one Railgun and a bit of LG to separate things. There's the rocket. In fact, that's even things out here. We've got Mega Health coming up soon. This has to be a guesstimated play from Noctis. He'll get it, and he'll get Mega. I must have done it from a second pickup. Third pickup, maybe. Wow. Maybe even more.
Good damage coming in from Noctis, and it's close, but he does get the finish. And actually, that's kind of annoying there because he didn't get a rail onto Mabel, and Mabel picked up a rocket launcher. That's like one less thing Mabel needs to think about. And one of the strengths of killing someone is that you get to know that they don't have weapons, and slowly you understand. Okay, they don't have this weapon, they have to go for this, they have to go for this. And rockets, that's the weapon you need the most when you're playing defensively. So it's never nice to have to give that away for free.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the player out of control can just sit at the upper yellow. But again, as soon as you go and challenge him, that's it. He's going to get the rocket launcher. So it's a question of, do you just let him be at the top there, or do you try and deal damage, maybe give him the opportunity to get what he needs to play defensive? But again, brilliant rocket from Noctis. I feel like Noctis should commit to this one with the lining gun, 21 to 9 points of health. He may be able to get through the... I mean, Mabel just ballsy to stick around at the yellow. Yeah. 3-1.
Yeah, Mabel's playing well, but unfortunately he got caught there by that rail. I mean, if Noctis missed that, that's the yellow, and he escapes, and he's fine, and he's in a good position to take a fight elsewhere. But Noctis connected that time, and is he sniffing out Mabel here? It looks like he's just trying to find him, but Mabel is nowhere to be seen, which is good for him. How is Mabel going to turn this around? I'm just going to jump on over to him as we see there's the pickup, and look at that, expose himself for a rail. And again, when we saw Noctis in this position against Cypher, he doesn't... We saw him, in my opinion, it's kind of the correct move. You don't want to care so much about the rails as you do getting the stacks. Because we saw him take a rail for that. And look how much damage he's taken. And Noctis is still 200. Noctis doesn't care about taking damage.
And that's the thing, there's a limited amount of help on the map as well. So eventually, if he does deal a rail here and there in Noctis, there's going to be nothing from Mabel to pick up because you've got all the armors, you have all the time, you have the cycle.
Definitely, and there's Noctis picking up the red again, and Mabel, he's only picked up like a couple, bits of health, some health bubbles here or there, and a yellow. So again, if he keeps exposing himself like this, losing stack, then he's never gonna be in an opportunity where he can take a big item. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, he might even just need to commit at some point to just holding below the railgun and trying to deal LG as Noctis drops down. But 34 points of health there, just literally, or 24 even. It's 5 machine gun bullets. Would finish him off. Currently looking for the railgun.
The thing with Mabel though is that obviously this is partly his style as well, and his damage output is very, very good. But again, this is kind of the map where that kind of style can be the weakest. So you got to be really careful. And it is quite amazing that he's managed to survive. Of course, he went down to 20 health after that last altercation. And, you know, Noctis has been a little bit more silent because he's like, all right, I got the lead. You know, Mega's up, Red's up, and I'll take all those big items. And look at that. Look at the trap. Look at the trap. Too good to be true. It often is.
And this is it. You bring up scoreboard for a second. You can see 9 red armors in favor of Madball, 5 for Noctis. Yellows are about even. Megas are about even. It's just, it is with traps like that Noctis is really forcing Madball out of the game and finding the kills. And this should be another one as well, finishing off with the shotgun, 5-1. And I mean, this is gonna very quickly, I think, go in favor of Noctis now.
That realm is just going to be really annoying now because if he didn't miss that rail, he could have dropped there and actually just finished him off with the LG or with the shotgun. But because he missed the rail, he couldn't afford to do that. And that actually gives Madball a really big chance to pick up this next mega health if he goes for that attack. And that could be like Madball needs to take risks. He needs to force fights. And the best way to force a fight is to do it on a big item like the Mega Health. Of course, he decided to play the outskirts with the rail and so on, but you know, look at Noctis' stack now. Madball's missed his chance to put out a big fight and try to win it.
I mean, Noctis is so confident as well in his game. I mean, look at that, just forcing the LG fight, dives to the red, gets the kill. He knows he can output the damage he needs to get the kill. And again, Madball's still on square one, although he may give himself 2 yellows now. He's going to opt not to go for that and just work with the 50 for now. And yeah, I mean, 2 minutes remaining. This is certainly a game, and I'm just curious as what's going to be map number 3. Although, I mean, Noctis has no armor, but it's just Bloodrun being Bloodrun, how Noctis plays out of control. Yeah. You guys say more.
Yeah, it's a situation he's very comfortable with. It's going to be very difficult for Madball to do this, but the thing with Madball is that his damage output, that is a big focus of his game, at least on Bloodrun so far. That's been the story, and that's really what's kept him alive as well in many situations. I think he should have died more, but that damage output is just, it makes the situation so unclear to Noctis. So he's like, well, I'll just back away then, and it's going to be very tough for him. But this is the worst map out of the way with.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really curious to see what the third map is. I'm going to think maybe Toxicity, but I could be wrong. I didn't actually see the eliminations. I guess we'll see. But I'll see if at least Madball can get a couple more on the board. But I mean, what do you think would favor Madball perhaps next?
1 minute warning.
Well, the thing is that you didn't make this point earlier about Noctis being great on the faster maps. I feel like he's pretty much great everywhere, but he is very at home on those maps for sure. And it's because he plays not only with such a great executional style, and you know he's definitely a smart player with some good control. It's the fact that his execution, it is so strong, and that's like a secondary to his game. We can see that he's a thinking player, and executions is a secondary. He's going to be, and that's one of the reasons why Raph is so good and so consistent, is because his execution isn't really what he thinks about when he's in these fights. It's not like, well, if I hit like I know I can hit, then I win the fight. It's more like I'm putting myself in this position because this is, 8 times out of 10, this is going to get me the item, this is going to get me the frag, this is going to get me, this is the right position to take a kill, because then the follow-up for the spawn is going to be good. Like, he's going to be thinking about positioning more. And that's, I really feel like in every map, Noctis is going to have favor. Obviously, Toxicity is such an explosive map that Madball has, I think, the best chance there. So that's a very long-winded way to answer your question, but there you go.
I mean, I get a long shot. I mean, he could... Noctis Railgun has been quite on today. Maybe Lost World could be something. Again, don't know if it's been eliminated that Madball could play, but looks like it actually might be Cure. Okay.
All right. So I mean, this is showing the most weakness for Noctis so far today. Cure has been the map that he's lost, and he lost it against Seven. He lost it against Cypher. So will he lose it against Madball? That's the question. Maybe that's why Madball made it so that this map could stay in. Obviously, Noctis doesn't feel horrendous here, otherwise he would have gotten the remove there. And we know that he's not feeling terrible about Delirium. So Delirium is a map he wanted to pick as well. So he's obviously more than comfortable having this map here, even though he's lost it twice. So I'm not sure how much to read into that. Of course, it was Seven and it was Cypher who beat him here. So this could be the best map for Madball. We'll see.
Yeah, who watching off the start in map number 3?
We got Noctis on cam. He's going to get that red armor railgun start, and it's a natural split, it seems.
Yeah, pretty even across the board. Noctis again has the railgun, which Madball does not. Could be coming in useful right about the time of the Mega Health, but I'm sure Madball's going to make his way over there ASAP. And of course, we do have that big tasty red armor coming up next, with Madball's going to drop for Noctis with the battle rocket. But again, the stair clipping makes it so awkward to rockets upwards. And in goes Madball toward the red. We'll get that one, and now it's a charge toward the Mega Health, and this could be caught out. This could be a frag here for Madball. A bit too early there, Noctis, for the Mega Health. It's going to be 1-0 on the board. And the yellow, no! Noctis with the spawn. Not too bad then off the start.
Yeah, so Madball, good position here for some damage, but this is... it should be a position that he'd like. I mean, it's you got to hit the shots in that kind of a spot. He missed both rails. Of course, you know, Noctis is so stacked, it probably wouldn't have made much of a difference. And Madball, he knew he was going to die there, but it was more the case that he wanted to at least steal away the red. And of course, we can see that that didn't happen. So Madball is a little bit frustrated, and this is the last map. This is the last chance, rather, I should say, for him to keep himself alive in this tournament. So he's got to be very careful with his tournament life. It's a tight game, a game in which he's in very poor shape control-wise.
Yeah, definitely. We see a bit of an exchange. Noctis will pick up another one on the board just in time for the red armor. He needs a bit of health, but there's a 25, and there's a lot of shards and HP bubbles knocking around this map, so Noctis is going to be okay for the time being. I even think the 50 HP is available if he does need to move down onto it, but he will drop down with the LG. Caught in a sticky situation, but has that rocket launcher, that advantage that Madball just does not have, and that's going to make it 3-1. Now, we have got the Mega and Red spawn at the same time, so oh wow, Madball could back onto that. Instead tries to find the shot and then lose a bit of HP. Even might even get trapped here by the railgun.
But let's think about that death that Madball had at the LG there. Did he really need the LG so badly there that he was willing to die for it? Because that's what happened. Did he need to do that? Was that a sign of frustration? Because if you have Noctis standing there, it's not gonna go well if you've got Noctis standing there.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a sign of Madball. It just seems to be who Madball is, and I think it's something that Madball needs to find a way over. It's almost like his hurdle, I think. Sometimes he just commits for things when he can't. Yeah, he's maybe a little bit too impatient. Would you call it impatient, maybe?
It may be a combination of things. Impatience brought about by some frustration and by perhaps maybe lack of experience. Maybe playing a little bit emotionally. I mean, of course, we can see that execution is one of the real strengths to his gameplay. And if there's a lot of focus there, if there becomes a lot of pressure on you, if you're not hitting your shots, then you start to feel bad and you don't perform as well. So it's an emotional roller coaster to be a very a player that's hugely executionally reliant. So I wouldn't say that he is one of those, but definitely it does play a part.
Well, this back lead is very quickly falling away from Madball at the moment. He doesn't have a lot to work with either. If Noctis comes in for the fight, he would likely to go down here, Madball, so again has to be very calculated with these attacks. In fact, he can't even fall out of here. He needs to take the LG fight. And actually, I'm really surprised Noctis did drop down there rather than just sticking around for the frag. But again, Noctis doesn't really need frags at this point. Again, like we spoke about last time, he can just cycle the items, pick them up, deal damage to Madball here and there, and he's not really going to be able to do anything with it. But it has managed to pick up the red armor there, Madball, and it has worked against Noctis. Just not with much HP off the spawn, the 50 to help.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for Madball indeed, because he got the frag. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage with the plasma. Noctis is going to know it as well. And he's going to be able to grab the LG. And because of that, look at his position. No way Madball takes this. Now Noctis has a better stack. If Madball sticks around, he dies. If Madball tries to take Mega Health, he should die. This is just terrible for Madball on all fronts. And Noctis... Oh, okay, that's pretty smart. He kind of made it seem like Mega was accessible, and Madball didn't know whether Noctis was at yellow or if he was at Mega, so he didn't know where was safe, and then Noctis came through the best position, got a lot of damage, and the Mega. So well played to Noctis there, and making life very hard for Madball.
Yeah, at this point, it almost feels like delay for Noctis. As long as he can pick up these M7's going to have to deal a ridiculous amount of damage. Unreturned, it would have to be, because every time we see Madball come off the spawn, he has to instead, rather than looking for the conversion frag or pick up major power-ups, he just needs to find HP. That's been every situation so far, and there's limited HP bubbles on the map. They're way out of the way of the items he needs to really pick up to deny away from Noctis. So we're going to have to see if he can connect with these railguns or rockets, and Noctis going to pick up the Mega. Madball will get the red. Now, this could be good news for Madball, because if he doesn't go into too much of a fight, this next Mega Health could be his.
Madball is just trying to take it slow right now, which is good. I mean, he doesn't need to do anything drastic or rash, or we've seen Noctis exploit players who are a bit too loud. I mean, we had Seven in that situation where he's a bit too loud around the map. Madball instead, he's playing a slow game now, trying to catch out Noctis whilst waiting for this red armor. Noctis not to show himself though, but again, it's fine for him. He's got enough of a decent situation on the armor not to have to make a challenge here. And if he can push Madball off the top level with the rocket, that would be really strong. But look at this, in with the LG, backs out. In with the LG, backs out. Keeps making the fight really hard. And this is why Noctis is a great TDM player.
Yeah, just so good in those fights. It's one of those things. It's like if you keep falling back out of the range of that lightning gun, he's not going to stop firing. He's going to waste ammunition as well. It's just a lot about mind games in that situation. Noctis just a superior deathmatcher, I guess you could say. But still, it is just 6 frags in the game. Madball does have a lot to his name, but again, it's all about the Mega Health for Madball. That's a brilliant rocket, but again, Noctis still better stacked. Lost all of his armor now. This should gift him the red armor Madball. Now he absolutely needs to get this Mega Health, no questions asked. Noctis doing a really good job of pushing him away though, and Noctis may even just stop toward the Mega Health just to try and steal it away and prevent that stack. Even if he goes down here, Noctis, I feel like this was a good decision by him, and connects with the railgun as well. Straight away, it's just almost one railgun to kill Madball.
But it is not over yet. We cannot count out Madball, who has, under pressure, performed previously in the tournament. So let's see if he's going to be able to make this comeback a reality. 5 frags to go. Nice bit of rocket work there. And I mean, both of these players have probably similar aims, but it's just the fact that Noctis is so tactically strong. His tactics are amazing. Like, the in-fight ability is very, very good. And that's really what's been getting the better of Madball. Madball's had better positions a lot of the time, but Noctis is able to get himself out of those spots. Great rockets again. And defensive Noctis is doing so much damage, exactly how it should be. And Madball, great rail. And he's going to knock Noctis down. Shotgun finish, exactly the opportunity he needed. And this could start the comeback that he needs.
It has to be now. We've got time for him to pick up everything. So much time between the red and the Mega Health. There's no way the Noctis can get on either of them. Not unless he hit 2 brilliant direct rockets can Noctis pick up one of those items. He could maybe stick around, deal LG damage if Madball does make the jump toward the Mega Health. But even then, that would be a risk. He knows that's a risk he doesn't necessarily need to take with the time remaining. But Noctis is just about hitting 3 damage as Madball comes charging through for the kill. And there's a good shot on toward the Mega Health. Can he find the second one? In comes Madball. The rocket's good. The second one good as well. But Madball has the stack he needs. And a railgun off the spawn. There should be another one here for Madball. 8-6.
Big risk going for the rocket jump against the plasma, but we can see that it worked out. And with the time remaining, it's risks like that he's going to have to take. So it is a good move to go for it. And now he has the Mega coming up in 10 seconds. So he's thinking about that, and he's thinking about catching Noctis. So
he did hear the yellow pickup as well.
So here he goes. He should be good for this. Let's see what Noctis is going to do about it. It's just like he's going to try to lock down that choke point, but in fact, it's going to get him killed. And 8-7 is now the score as Madball tries so hard, and he's very close to making this a tied match situation. 60 seconds left.
I kind of feel like Noctis is going to go all out at some ridiculous angle. Or he does have the rocket, so maybe he'll just keep backing away. But I'm expecting, if Noctis can get an LG, he's just going to go all out.
Here he goes, Madball up the stairs, and he's going to catch Noctis with that great grenade fired earlier in that fight. Oh no, Noctis getting caught, and he's going to go down again. He's just falling, just one frag after the next. It is just, so the floodgates are unleashed, and it's coming so easily now for Madball. Noctis is back against the wall again, no escape. And GG, Noctis calls it. He had the game won for like 9 minutes. Well, I guess 8 minutes, and then boom.
Yeah. Just took that one frag though again, didn't it? And then at the beginning of the game, every time Madball did get a kill or anything like that, he had to just focus on picking up a health. But finally, after that first frag, he could really make something worth it. He could actually focus on the major power-ups instead. And
Exactly. It's an interesting situation. I mean, we've seen Noctis lose this map 3 times now, so perhaps there's something about Cure that he hasn't quite got down yet. Because obviously every other map we've seen him on has been stellar play, like really strong. Nothing, not taking anything away from Madball, but definitely we're seeing a bit of a higher quality from Noctis on the maps like Blood Run and Sinister. But we move to Lost World, and this is another map which he has God knows how much experience on. He's got a lot of experience here, and against the best in the world. So that's what Madball's facing up against now. And let's see if Noctis is able to draw upon that experience to get himself the win here in this grand final. Let's have a look.
yeah, I'm watching Noctis off the start. Going to pick up the shotgun and the mega health. Madball got the rocket launcher that is probably more important on this map than it is even on Blood Run. We'll take both the yellows and could even drop to the red. Noctis would be very bored. Actually, Noctis is going to be able to steal this away from Madball. Slight oversight perhaps there from Madball as he wanted to try and deny the yellows. And that's actually given Noctis map advantage. Just needs the, again, I say map advantage without the rocket launcher or the lightning gun. We'd probably argue otherwise.
Yeah, he cannot take any fights really on the open areas. He can, of course, do a lot at the Mega, and he might just go for it. He's got a lot of plasma cells. He can just go in right now, and he's going to do that with the plasma. Really good move from Noctis. It's risky, but he's got the frag, and he's going to take up that Mega as well. So a really good situation there coming in for Noctis, and it's hopefully for Madball, he's going to be able to recover from this, but it's looking bad. In the first minute, he goes down so much on the health and the armor. But yeah, in Madball's fashion, he goes in and straight out again as he gets taken out by Noctis.
I mean, he did strip away all the armor. If he can get... Maybe he's got the lightning gun spawn. That could be good for him. There's no way he's going to get on the red armor. Actually, Noctis in on the mega health early. This could be a really good opportunity for Madball. Yeah, I feel like Noctis should have gone for the red. I don't know if he should have had the time, I think. Interesting. 2-1, Madball turning things around. But again, Noctis has middle map, and he has the rocket launcher, and you can deny your opponent coming into here if you want to, especially if you start the opening damage with the machine gun. It's just a really difficult area to gain entry to if you don't want to let him.
Definitely. Here we go now. Madball making the play for the red armor. He's got his opponent lurking above, but he does escape with plenty of health and armor left over. And look at this. Noctis goes straight in on the Mega. He wins the Mega. Can he win the fight as well? That's the question. Madball backing away. But that fight was sure something. I didn't expect Noctis to come out with the Mega there, but you can see that it didn't really last very long, and Madball ended up getting the better of the situation with the frag. So Madball also with Noctis more or less trapped there. Actually gets away, but this looks good for Madball.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, he has the possibility to seal it. Yellow, Mega. He can even rocket jump up here if he wanted to. But it looks like he's not going to bother. I mean, he only has 47 on that lightning gun. He kind of needs a bit more ammo for that weapon, but there's no way Noctis can come in middle map. No way.
So it's going to be a question of the waiting game now. Noctis is, I wouldn't say fully committed there, but that is a strong commitment for a lot of damage. And was it really worth it? I don't know. We have the Mega spawning in 15 seconds. Noctis lost every ounce of armor that he had, which means he's got to just sit back. There's no way that he can push in for this Mega without certain death. So, I mean, Madball can just push him out the upper area again. I mean, the damage that he did was negligible on that push out, and Madball can just take control of the entire map again. It's I don't know about this for the decisions from Noctis right now, but Madball, he's looking good. He's looking like he's going to get the frag in the next 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is Lost World, and getting the frag on this map, well, that can prove to be difficult for even the best of players against the worst of players. So we'll see. Madball still holding his ground, trying to force Noctis back. He is caught in a sticky situation here, Noctis. You can see the grenade coming out to try and bait Noctis, get him trapped, and he has done. In comes the fight with the lightning gun, and you caught it correct. There comes the frag. 3-2. The Mega health now as well. Oh, stolen away from Noctis. He doesn't have the shotgun though, so you have to back away quickly. Doesn't want to engage for that. And Madball will finally get some armor to his name.
Yeah, good rocket jumps here from Madball, but look at this. Unfortunately, jumps straight into the plasma of Noctis. That could have gone towards Noctis, the frag there, but but Mabel able to survive, and 4-2 now the scores. I mean, Mabel's looking to force us to a 5th map, and that would be quite a result against Noctis, having defeated Cypher 2-1, 7-2-1. Can Mabel actually take Noctis down in the grand finals for the ultimate twist in today's tournament?
It would be the twist of, I don't know, legends. But anyway, right to on the board at the moment. Charles to top of Noctis. Mabel, he's going to be just comfortable. He knows that the Noctis has barely any rockets left. He's seen how many he's fired. He knows where the rocket ammunition is, which is to his right. He knows there's one in the middle map, and he also knows he needs a lightning gun. So Mabel knows the path that Noctis needs to go to. And you can see the rocket jump up again to this area. He gets it, exactly. That's the yellow.
So he hasn't done much damage to Noctis in a while until that rocket. Just going to check Noctis' situation out. Obviously, he just heard the mega time. So, it's in position. Oh, Noctis has 1 rocket left. That is bad news. He needs the rocket pickup. He needs the LG. And he needs to hit a lot of plasma. Can he do it? Oh, he hits quite a bit, but still. He's going to die. He did get all of Mabel's armor off. That's kind of okay, but we have the red there and 10 seconds to the mega, and now Noctis is in no shape to actually challenge it. And that was what that was his plan, basically. He took the time of the mega. He had about 100 armor, and the plan was to challenge for it. He's still going to go with that plan, and it looks like he might even get it. Had Mabel not hit that rocket, he would have actually found the frag. So Noctis definitely, putting in some plays here, but it's just he's falling short at the moment.
Yeah, again, the red armor, and we're approaching the 4-minute remaining mark. I wouldn't be surprised soon to see Noctis maybe forfeit. I mean, again, if we've seen this many frags go in favor of Mabel, we can see them come out from Noctis, but there's another one, 9-2, and
there it is.
The forfeit.
So, MVC, we're going to have a 5th and final map between Noctis and Mabel. Can Mabel take this grand final for, again, the ultimate twist? I mean,
he's won the last 2 maps. The momentum is in his favor, but like, Noctis, this map pool is only bearable in best of 3. What is the final map?
Well, we're about to find out. Noctis and Mabel. I don't know. I mean, Noctis defeated the best Belarusian. Is he gonna lose to Mabel? I don't know. This is getting interesting right now. Furious Heights. This should be a better map for Noctis. But then again, I would have thought that Lost World would be a better map for Noctis as well. So it shows what I know.
I think watching him play today, his railgun from Noctis has really kept him in certain situations. And obviously, Lost World, there had never been a railgun, even though at times I've said he's railable many times, even in DreamHack, I think. But yeah, he starts things off him all with a telefrag. So I think Noctis is going to take this.
Here we go. We have Noctis, Mabel. Oh my god, this is a ridiculously good start for Noctis.
You have taken the
Is he just going to get this for free? What the hell?
He played this map a hell of a lot when he was playing Duel. You would think that Noctis is more than comfortable on this map. There's a player, you can play it any way he likes. There's so many opportunities. We speak about it every single week. And then comes the push into the landing gun. The 50 HP to help, though. Yeah, the mini mega health. Just
that 50.
That 50.
Noctis goes and he's angry. He's infuriated and he's going in with the rockets. They're pretty damn good, to be honest. I had no idea that he'd actually get that much out of that fight. I thought it was quite foolish from Mabel's perspective, looking at that fight. But yeah, he got a lot of damage in there, and he's going to be able to get this mega health. Wow, the rails from Mabel are something special.
And this is what we saw Noctis do against the other players. This time, Mabel really the one connecting with the shots, the rounds in particular. I just want Noctis needs to get a round, and I feel like that's what's going to separate, or give him somewhat of an edge, is to get that weapon. And the cheeky little rocket jump picks up the 50 HP. Plenty of time before the mega in the red armor. Mabel's going to give him one of them. They're going to try and deny maybe the red, but oh wow, unlucky not to get the kill.
Yeah, so Noctis has to slow this down now. I mean, there's not much for him to really do at this point against the stack of Mabel. Mabel, should be able to pick up the 50s, should be spawning relatively soon, or his selection of 25s. But generally speaking, it's going to be very difficult. He could maybe think about a challenge on the red, but it'll be risky. But Mabel's actually not in position for it. Noctis will play it by ear, and he's like, okay, I'll take this then. If you're going to leave that up for me, I'm going to take it. And that was all because, by the merit of the fact that Mabel had a very low amount of health. and he was more concerned with picking up health than positioning for red.
Yeah, a case that has been so on the first two maps of Mad Bull, but there we go, can he find another threat? Noctis is screaming 33 points of health, 7 machine gun bullets, now just 6. That will be the LG to finish. Would have won, and the red arm, and again just Mad Bull. In the last 3 maps, every time he gets a kill, it's just, well, the majority of the time, he has so much.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I was digging up Noctis earlier on, right now it's Mad Bull that needs to be bigged up because he's playing a really good game against Noctis. Very strong, very steady, hitting the shots that he needs to hit, and he's just steady. That's the best way to put it. He's not overextending himself. There you go. Noctis picks up the red. Boom, little rail going in there, keeping that stack advantage, and the frags are slowly but surely coming to him.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just about time here for Mad Bull. And if he keeps doing what he's doing, that frag count will increase further. Unless Noctis can get a couple of cheeky direct rockets. There was one, but the LG to finish. I mean, Mad Bull really has exploded.
Yeah, that's
the start of Furious Height.
Opening direct. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Although,
And yeah, that is the textbook way to get back in, isn't it? Just you spawn that rocket launcher and just sit at that choke point.
the trouble Noctis has is he doesn't have any armor at all. So even though he has a health advantage, you'd have to go straight into the LG of Mad Bull. You'd only be able to hold forward. That would be Mad Bull's pickup. So Noctis still doesn't have any.
Interesting here, Noctis playing for the weapons and some positional damage, but it's these grenades, but he's kind of sacrificing future position. But it seems like Mad Bull's actually going to drop back down there, and this is interesting right here. All right, okay, I'm not really sure how to read that situation, but either way, Mad Bull is able to pick off Noctis, and he's going to be able to get a follow-up off the spawn as well. So Noctis actually, he's not feeling it right now. 7-2, Mad Bull's gonna take it. Noctis forfeits the rest of the time, and MVC, we have a winner. The ultimate twist. Mad Bull takes down the player who took down Cypher 2-1, who took down Seven 2-1. He took down Noctis.
I don't get it. I don't get it. That's my buck with all the results on. I'm looking through it. Makes no sense. Mad Bull deserved it though. He really did play well in those final 3 maps here in the grand final.
Yeah.
Really stepped up his game. Noctis just couldn't keep up.
Definitely. So there you go. Congratulations to Mad Bull, who I think won his first Sunday Cup here in the spring season in 2014. Very, very, very well played to you, sir. Massive props. Also props to Noctis, who gave us a really good show. I mean, we saw him plow through Seven and Cypher to get to this grand final. So hope to see Noctis back again. And also thanks again for casting with me, MVC.
Yeah, no, at all. Always appreciate it. And I'll be back again for the grand final of the previously delayed winter season.
Exactly. And we've got to remind people about that. The 1st of April, 7 p.m. CET. Make sure you are there to check it out. We're going to have the winter season finale grand final that was postponed between Evil and Cypher. It's going to be played then. So, tune in, set your calendars, whatever. You don't want to miss it. And thank you so much for tuning in. This whole Quake thing wouldn't work unless you guys were all playing, unless you guys were watching. So thanks to you guys, here watching Quake Live on FACEIT TV. But I think that's all for today. Had a very quick show, and there you go. So good night, guys.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
and get my fix. I gotta wait. My patience ain't that strong, baby. I'll keep this all night long, we'll see. Just don't take life too seriously. Let the feeling come. Just wait for it. Let the feeling come. Don't you let it run. Feel it all night long. Just wait for it. Let the feeling come. Don't you let it run. Feel it all night long. Let the feeling come. Just wait for it. Let the feeling come.